Hi everybody, Roberto here. Just making this video on how to create a Quizizz. This is a online assessment tool, checking for understanding, checking for knowledge tool in the classroom that you can use, similar to Kahoot, but with a few more powerful tools to it. So I'm gonna do this video just to create a quiz and distribute it, and then we'll get into some of the details in the next video. So if you go to the Quizizz website, you can see up here, create yourself an account. It's all completely free. Log in, and then we can start creating a quiz. So whatever topic you may be doing, you can search the general public domain for any quizzes that have already been created, and there's plenty, so you don't have to do all the work yourself. They're already made for you. So let's just type in something like the Cold War. We do a search, and all these quizzes here, these are all the quizzes that have already been prepared by other people, and there could be hundreds up to thousands of them. And if you look here, it tells you what grade level they were typically made for. So this 5th grade, let's look at an 11th grade one. If you tap on it, on the right-hand side here, you can see all the questions in that particular quiz, and you can scroll through them and you can get an idea of what they're asking. If you don't like that one, you skip to the next one. That's for 7th grade. Or this one here is another 11th grade one, and you can flip through those questions. When you find one that you find the structure that generally works for you, your level, and your class, you can then tap on the actual quiz here, and it will open up the entire quiz on the main screen. From here, if you look at this button here, it says Show Answers. You can see if the answers are correct and what the person has created for you. From there, you can now edit this quiz and change the questions, add more questions, and delete questions that you don't want or don't apply to your particular curriculum. So if you click the edit button over here, you click edit, and it will create a duplicate copy for you. So you're not editing anyone else's, this now becomes yours. From here, you can scroll through each question, and if you want to delete a question, you simply tap the delete button and you delete the question, and now it's gone. If you want to edit a question, let's say the person had the incorrect answer, you click edit, and then the options show up. You can change the correct answer from here to here, so I can make that the correct answer. I can also add another option if I want to. I could add a 5th, I could add a 6th option if I want to. If not, I just delete it. And then I hit save, and that's saved. Now, this is the really useful part. I can add questions from multiple other quizzes. If you look at this button up here, teleport. If I click on teleport, you can see that my search still says Cold War. And therefore, it will show all quizzes on the Cold War. So I can start flipping through individual quizzes, and I can scroll through the questions. Now, if I find a question that I like, this question here in particular, all I simply do is add the add button, click the add button, and it simply populates into my quiz, and I can keep scrolling through. Now, if I go to a question again, you'll see that that question is already in my quiz and it says add again, so it helps prevent you from duplicating questions within your quiz. Scroll down, I find another question I may like to add, I add it over. You can even change your search option to something else, the Boer War, and I can search that, and I can see what comes up, flip through those quizzes, and maybe add a question from there as well, depending on what topics you're doing. Once you're done with your search, you close it. Your quiz has now populated. You can review all the questions that you've added, delete and change if you need to. One useful tool is if I want to add a new question, I would tap up here. So I tap my own question that I've created, and it gives you the option for multiple choice. You can run a poll, open-ended, fill in the blank type question, or a checkbox type question. So if I add a multiple choice, I could type my question in here. What is my name? I could put in the options, Rob, Roberto, Robbie, or Bob. So those are the options I can put in. For the maths department, there's an interesting tool here. I can actually add math functions. It has all the tools to add formulas and edit them for these questions. So that comes quite handy to create questions for maths, physics, and whatnot. You can also add media to your question. So if I tap the media button, I can add pictures, or I can add an audio recording. I could record something, I could record music, I could make that part of the question, me verbally asking the kids a question, or name that tune type idea. Once I'm done with that, I can save the question. It tells me I have not selected a correct answer, so I'll select a correct answer. I will save it, and now that question is populated into my quiz. Finally, when I'm done with that, all I do is hit done in the top right hand corner, and my quiz is now saved. If I want to play in the classroom, I will hit play live right here. I tap play live, and we're going to use the classic one. In the settings, in the advanced settings here, you can see student attempts right here. You can change it to, for each question, they can take, for the quiz, they can take it unlimited number of times or just once. If you don't want kids repeating the quiz over and over again, then you would select once. Unfortunately, it would require them to log in, so that takes a little more time. So you can set the quiz and then stop it at the end. Name factory. This allows you to, for the quiz, to actually select the children's names. It creates funny names for them, so they're not entering any names themselves if you don't want people to know who someone is, and prevent inappropriate names from showing up on the screen. Show answers in the game. This is something that I personally turn off, but you can use it as you wish. I turn that off because I don't want them to see the answers within the game. I want to go over the answers with them afterwards. And you can have the option to show answers post-game, which you can do as well. These are all game settings here. There's power-ups, or they get bonus points. You can turn the timer on and off. Sometimes kids rush through these quizzes. I prefer not to have them rush through the questions, depending on the type of quiz we're doing. So I actually turn the timer off and give them enough time without rushing and just guessing the answer. There is a running leaderboard that shows up on the screen. You can turn that off if you don't want to see that. The kids usually enjoy seeing where they're at. Shuffle questions. This prevents kids working next to each other from being on the same question at the same time. So it actually shuffles them, and it shuffles the answer options. So if one kid, the answer was A on question 3, the next kid, the answer will be B on question 3. So they can't really copy each other that way. There's redemption questions and show memes. Those are just funny little things that show up in the game. And then I would hit continue. And much like Kahoot, the kids will log in to the website listed here. They'll enter the game code, and their names will populate down here. And then you just run the game and off you go. That's it for this video. In the next video, I'll show you some of the tools that you can use at the end of a quiz to engage in learning and further understanding.